Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I have the Curated Bead Box monthly subscription for February 2023, and as you can see, the theme for this month's package is called Love Is. So it looks like we're in store for some shades of pink and maybe some golden accents. And of course, our list of contents is also located on the label on top of the box, with those codes also being there off to the right, which you can reference and use at their sister site, which is $bead.com, where you can find a lot more of these types of items in particular in all different colors. If you're interested in signing up to this box, I will leave the link right down below the video. You can check that out and find out more details there. And you can also use the coupon code OOJ35%. That will save you 35% off your first box, making this one only $13, including shipping if you're located in the US. So because of that low price with that coupon code, to try them out, and also because you get a lot of really basic round glass beads, this subscription being, in my opinion, more about quantity over quality in terms of comparing the materials with higher quality check glass and things like that, but still very usable items, of course. I like to recommend this box for newer beaders and also those of you who have younger kids in your life who may be interested in beading alongside you or want to start to get into this hobby or craft, or if you think they might enjoy a monthly surprise like this. Another reason I recommend it that way in particular is because they also come with a monthly finding starter kit, which includes stringing materials and other findings that will help you to create jewelry from start to finish pretty much just from the contents of one box. In addition, every month is a different color palette of items, so over time you'll build up your stash of a rainbow of different colors, with them only sending more basic materials like one-hole round beads in a variety of different sizes, good for those who aren't looking for multi-hole beads or anything that's very complicated. So let's go ahead and get into this package. I don't know if that's a little bonus bag if everyone got an extra, but I will take that and gladly reuse it. Here is a sneak peek of what we're about to look at today. And before we check out the beads, I will give you a peek at the Findings Starter Kit. So this is what it looks like, and it'll come with your beads every single month and usually switch off between gold tones of metal and silver. So this time we have gold, and they provide you with the same materials every time, and they're really enough to make several pieces from each monthly box. So you'll get some stringing material, including that clear stretch cord, a coil of bead stringing wire, and also some memory wire. Additional findings include a bag of fishhook style ear wires and some long golden colored head pins. And each month you'll also receive a bag of lobster clasps, jump rings, and crimp beads. As usual, we'll start out with the largest of our round glass beads with our first strand containing the 10mm Summer Glory Crackle Season glass beads on an 8-inch strand. You can see this has a combination of a late golden peach tone and the hot pink in that transparent glass, which allows you to see that crackle effect that gives these a little extra shimmer and texture from within. Next up is another chunky 10mm strand of the soft peach marble style glass beads on another 8-inch long strand. These combining that light orangey peach tone over top of some opaque white glass in that marble style, which reminds me of a light painted watercolor effect as well. Occasionally, besides the glass beads, you'll also see some stone strands, and with this one we have some 10mm rose quartz on a 7 to 8-inch strand. And you can tell they're not the grade A quality, but they're definitely usable. They are smooth and have a very consistent size. The color isn't as consistent, with some of them having more of that pink pigment and some seeming to lack most of the pigment altogether. But overall, it's great to get a strand of stone beads like this in a box that's so inexpensive. It's been a little while since I've said this, but I think you might need to put your sunglasses on for this one. This is seriously hot pink, and these are the 8mm neon pink round crackle glass beads on a 16-inch strand, and oh boy, they are vibrant. Just like the first strand, you can see the crackling effect through the transparent glass, and this is a very generous strand that I have pretzeled up here in this way, with these beads being just slightly smaller than the ones we just took a look at. Up next, we have another strand of 8mm size beads, this time in the marble style with the red and orange color combination. Another very generous 16-inch strand, and this one brings in a little bit more of that orangey and peach tone that we saw being brought in with that first crackle strand. This one also having that sort of watercolor, ink blot, whatever you want to call it, type of effect on the outside, which looks marbleized, especially if you're looking at these a little bit more from afar. They are translucent, letting a little light through, also lightening up that red tone and the orange, giving this an overall peach cast, which blends well with the pink. And up next, we have another strand of 8mm rounds in Pink Perfect, these being the abstract styled beads with that bright shiny silver that looks like it's drizzled on top of the transparent hot pink glass beads. That silver showing up in different areas and in different amounts, just varying slightly from bead to bead. And then getting into our smaller 6mm size, we have the soft pink marble style glass beads on another long 16-inch strand. This one looking very pastel pink overall when you look at it from afar. And close up, you can see some hints of that hot pink showing up in that marbling effect on the outside of these opaque white glass beads. And then we have a strand of the 6mm red blossom spray beads with the 10-inch strand length. These being a beautiful berry red shade with hints of a golden color that looks to be sprayed on small areas of the surfaces in different spots, showing up here and there depending on where you're looking, and giving those red beads just a hint of additional detail and interest. And then for our final strand, this is where we see some more of that gold brought in with these 8mm gold semi-matte glass beads in the 10-inch strand. These having a little bit more of a frosty appearance as opposed to being really glossy like most of the ones that we've seen. Still allowing some of that light to pass through them and just that consistent golden color that you see throughout. Up next, we have a bag containing some size 6O, what they're calling very pale pink opaque glass seed beads, and this is 1 ounce in total. And here's a look at these outside of the bag with quite a few here to work with, and would be a great option to use as a spacer bead, maybe with some of these larger rounds. Not your seed beads, of course, that are considered ideal for precise bead weaving, since you can tell that they are not all that consistent from bead to bead, but overall sort of around that 6/0 size and shape, and certainly usable in the right application where you don't have to rely on the preciseness of the bead. Along with these strands of beads and occasional extra bags containing mixes or seed beads from time to time, you'll see some pendants, metal components occasionally like this one. This one being a very generously sized 64mm heart in the bronze tone of metal that you can see has this hammering detail with the wide open area in the center and the open area at the corner of the top of the side of the heart there, suggesting you can use that as a connection point. And there is a look at the back. It doesn't have the hammered detail back there, just being more of that plain bronze metal. They've also included 8 of the 12 by 10mm Made with Love gold metal charms. These are cute to include on a handmade gift sometimes, or with something you've made to sell. You can use these on a bracelet near the clasp, for example, or maybe at the end of an extender chain, just adding one in there. These having that made with love verbiage and the little heart detail that shows up on both sides. And it looks like that extra organza bag that was included will go to everybody. I see that on the listing for the package. And then for our final item, we have an assortment in this bag that says it's the approximately 1 ounce designer glass bead mix in the theme called Love. And I've separated these out for you so you can see what's included in that bag. Easier to see once the things are out of that bag and in hand. You can see that there's a lot of these crystal clear beads. They are rounds that look to be a little bit compressed on either side. And then we have some other odds and ends. We have that bright fuchsia round bead back there and the light pink rose quartz colored faceted glass chunky bead, which would actually be pretty good incorporated in a focal. Here are another few varieties that are included. We've got some of those dove gray colored table cut looking beads with the electroplating, a couple of the English cut style crystal clear beads. And then we also have a pair of these peanut-shaped crystal and sort of apricot golden colored combination one-hole beads. And then here is our last variety. We've got some that look to be a little bit of a light grayish color in the crystal clear sort of saucer shape. And then we have some additional crystal shapes in different tones of shiny metallic. And then some of those etched rounds in that light orange color. So that wraps it up for this month's Love Is themed curated bead box. I hope you found this video to be helpful, checking out some of these items up close and seeing which boxes out there are right for you. Like I said, I typically recommend this one for newer beaders or those who have younger ones in their lives that want to get into jewelry making, with what you see here being a really good example of what you can expect to come in the monthly packages, just in all different color palettes. So if you'd like to sign up, be sure to use that coupon code OOJ3 5%, and you can find that link right down below the video that'll take you right to the subscription. Before you go, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also give the video a big thumbs up and feel free to leave a comment down below. That's all I have for now. Huge thank you to you all for being with me today. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.